This is episode 3. Welcome back, everybody. How have you been? How have you been? I'm just kidding. I can't hear you. I'll tell you how I've been. Not up to much, that's for sure. I don't know. Honestly, kind of just been chilling. It's summer break. It's summer break for me, so I'm kind of allowed to do whatever I want. But I've been watching a lot of TV. I think I mentioned in episode 1 that I was watching a lot of Frasier. I'm close to finishing it for the second time round. I think I have I'm on the third to last season, so I've got I guess 2 seasons left. Yeah, it's really I think that I have really weird taste in movies and TV, and that's mostly because my taste in movies and TV is all stuff that I got from my mom. You know how people are like, oh, that's such a mom show, this is only things that moms watch, and you just kind of see it as you're passing through the kitchen, and then you're like, I don't know, that's just what she watches. But I'd sit down and I watch it for real. Because Frasier's it's from the 90s. I think it's when was it? It aired last in 2004, which is 3 years before I was born. So it's 25 years old. Is that right? I'm 19. I was born in 2004. Or I was born in 2007. Frasier ended in 2004. So it's 3 plus my age. So 19, 20, 21, 20. Okay, so 22 years old. So yeah. Yeah. I can't believe they've rebooted it. I think I watched the first episode of the reboot and I was like, this sucks. Because again, the whole appeal of Frasier is not the titular character. It's everybody else, because he sucks and pisses me off. But everyone else is funny and cool and interesting. Yeah. But I have a lot of shows like that. Basically, every good show that I've become obsessed with was because my mom recommended it to me and she watched it first. That's a good example. I watched this murder mystery show called Endeavor, and I think I'm the only person my age who watches it, because the only other time I've heard it brought up is oh yeah, I think maybe my parents are watching your show, Tegan. Or I'll be talking with the adults at a thing and they're like, oh, I remember watching that. And I know I'm the only person in my demographic. Actually, we're a fandom so small we could fit on a bus, genuinely. But also, I'd be the youngest person on that bus. And I know that's true because I took a tour of Oxford, when I was in England. And the only other, they brought up Inspector Morse, but the only person, I haven't actually watched the original, which is Inspector Morse. I only watched the reboot prequel, which is Endeavor. And there's actually a sequel, too. I gotta get on both of those. But, I'm almost ready to watch them all in chronological order, but I need to start Inspector Morse. But the only other person on the bus who was, so excited about it because of it's the city where this show takes place was this old woman, and she was like, yeah, I prefer Endeavor to Inspector Morse. And I was like, you're my soulmate, but you're old enough to be my grandmother. But there's a lot of good shows that my mom has also recommended me. I started watching Dark Winds. It's on Netflix. I think it's also I don't know what program airs it, but it's on Netflix and it's amazing. And my mom was like, oh yeah, that's a good show, you'd like it, you should watch it. And then I do, and I'm like, oh. Yeah, I think my mom and I just might have the same taste in shows. What's another one? Ooh, there's another Netflix one that's it's called How to Get to Heaven from Belfast, and it's so good and it's so funny, and I recommend everybody watch it right now because it's I really hope they make a season 2 because I think they hinted at it. It wouldn't, I mean, I don't know. I love the character so much. Like they please. I'm begging. Yeah. I've been really into TV recently. I'm not really a movie person. I'm very much a TV person, but like I don't know. It's not very often that I'll sit down and I'll just be like, I'm gonna watch a movie. But then I'll go on, like, I'll have weeks where I'm like, I don't want to do anything with the TV at all. So, I don't know what that is. Although I have noticed that they really do not make sitcoms and like TV like they used to. Like, you used to, like, watching Frasier has really made me like realize, like, oh my god, you used to have so many episodes in a season, and like you used to have filler episodes, which is like basically unheard of now, like, because everything is plot to keep people engaged. But I love a good filler. Because it's like it gives you more of the characters that you want to see. It gives you more content, like, and even if it's not a very like integral to the plot episode, it's still like, I still like this show, you know what I mean? I don't know. We need to have more filler episodes. I will say though, I've been talking to my sister about like what it would be like to be, because I feel like you can't really do like live studio audiences anymore. I don't know when the last time they did that is, or like when they've really like, you can tell that it's a different audience every single time. Unlike, you know, like Disney Channel shows where they literally like, they had the laugh track. Like I think they did film in front of live studio audiences, but you couldn't tell. I don't know. But I would have loved to do that back in the day. Wouldn't that? Oh my god, that would have been so awesome. Like I just want to see, like, because being a sitcom actor is great, because especially like when it's filmed in front of a live studio audience, because you get to act for the stage and then also for the camera. Dude, best gig in the world. But I would have loved to be an audience member for one of those shows back in the day, because it just would have been so awesome. Dude. But can you imagine? Okay, I will say I probably would be a little bit mad if I got a filler episode. Like if I didn't get like an episode that was like, oh my god, what? They're finally gonna get together? I would have been like, bro, that's something I could brag about for the rest of my life. I kind of would be mad if I got like a really boring filler episode. But I will say we need to bring them back, because I mean, why do I have to be so invested in everything all the time? God forbid I just want to like turn my brain off and like enjoy some fun characters and funny jokes. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, let's play a game. My phone is gonna die. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and see if I can play the Wordle before my phone dies. Okay. Let's start with Heath. Okay. We have an E and an A yellow. Eater. Okay, that didn't help. We still have, okay. So it's, okay, so the E and the A. So the E can't be in the first or the second spot, and the A can't be in the third of the, let's start with A. After. Actually, wait, that doesn't work. Okay, A is first. Append. That's not a word. And admit, that uses a T. But I don't care. Oh my god, can I type? Okay, let's go. Okay, we have a D and an M. Okay. Amden. Amode? That's not a word. I feel so stupid right now. I feel like I have to live up to what I did last time, which was I got it in like 3, I think. Amend. Yup. Okay. That's enough of that. Yeah. Okay. See, even though I watch TV all day, I am still super smart. I can still solve the Wordle every once in a while. Oh my god. Okay, I did have a list of... Oh, okay. So about the podcast. I've come up with a name for it. I've finally figured out what I'm going to call it. I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was like, I've already made a graphic. I was going to go with... I heard that too, actually, because I thought that I was like, okay, that can be fine. And I made a logo for it, and I'm like, I was ready to roll it out. And then my friend was like, I think that you should call it. And I've always said that. And I've always said that. Because that's become like one of my catchphrases. And low key, I like it. And whenever somebody else says it, I'm like, you get it. I like you. So I think I am going to call it that. And I need to come up with a logo for it. I got to get on Canva. But... yeah, I'm going to call it, and I've always said that, because, yeah, I don't know. I just like it. It's cheeky. It's fun. Cheeky. Who says that? Oh my god. I sound like a little British boy. That's so cheeky. Yeah. But, I think I'm gonna, okay. So the first 2 episodes I released were like, I genuinely filmed them on back-to-back days, because I was like, I'm having so much fun. But I think I'm going to try and do weekly. I can't promise how actually regular they're going to be, but I am going to shoot for just once a week, because I think that gives me enough time to come up with ideas. Actually, I have a lot of ideas. They're already just stuff I think would be good for it. But I have I have a thing in my notes for it. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. One of the things in here is videos that made me cry recently. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about that in a different one. But it's so stupid, because what it's referring to is this video that's supposed to be fun and wholesome and cute. And actually, let's just watch it. Let's just watch it. Twist my arm. I wonder if I saved it. But honestly, it's something that should not have made me cry, because it doesn't make any sense for me to have that reaction. If I don't have it, we won't talk about it, I guess. Or I can just describe it. I swear okay, I don't think I have it, but it was this video of a pilot responding to somebody, and it was like, hey, if you have kids and you're flying for the first time, watch this video. And he just very sweetly explains the process of being in the airport and getting on a plane and what to expect, but in a way that kids would understand. And I genuinely had to pause it. I looked out my window and I was like, oh my god, which is so, because I don't have kids, and I've also been on a plane before, and I'm fine on planes, and it's why did I have that reaction? But I think I'm probably just hormonal. That's the thing about being a woman, is sometimes you feel like you're losing your mind, and it's actually just your uterus Oh, well. It's so funny though, because I never am like, it's always one thing, and I'm like, at least for me, I'm can't speak for everybody, but for me, whenever I'm like randomly being very like emotional out of nowhere, and I'm not like in a very high stress, like I'm not having a very stressful week or like, and I just like, that just starts happening. I'm like, why am I so insane lately? Like, what's going on? And then I'll be like, oh, wait a second. It's really funny. It happens to me every time. Totally fools me. Okay, speaking of having a uterus, let's get into what the main topic of today is going to be, and I really hope I have a video for this. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of videos like this recently. Let me screen record.
Have you ever thought about like why you like to be shaved? I hear a lot of women talking about like, I don't shave for other people, I shave for myself. Like I like the feeling of being shaved. And this is coming from somebody who also likes to be shaved. Like I be shaving my body, I shave my armpits, I shave my legs, I shave it all. Like I do that too. I like being shaved too. I like feeling like a dolphin. But I wouldn't know that I like to be completely shaved if I hadn't been taught to be completely shaved. You know what I mean? I grew up and I was taught, okay,
I think the video that I saw was a little bit different than this, but basically there's a lot of discourse about like, okay, it's like women shaving and women wearing makeup, and people being like, there's two camps of people. There's one camp that's like, what you need to like, I don't know, it's just kind of like shaming people for shaving and wearing makeup because it's what the patriarchy expects of us, and so we all have to stop, and you're a bad feminist if you don't. And then there's the other camp of people who are like, why can't I do that? Like, why is it such a problem? I don't think it's really... Yeah, and that's kind of the camp that I'm in, and I'm gonna explain why. Okay, so basically the thinking is, so women didn't really shave their legs or their armpits or anything really before razors started being marketed towards women, and then razor companies, this is just off the top of my head, I just happen to know this, they started marketing these razors saying like, this is what's desirable, this is how you appeal to men, this was what makes you pretty, this is what makes you blah 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 blah. And I mean, obviously that's very problematic. These razor companies basically kind of set like a, what would you call it? Like a beauty standard, basically, capitalizing on this new insecurity, which was not shaving. And so people began to shave widespread because, yeah, and then that's all it was depicted in media, and everyone was like, this is what you do. And I definitely don't think that you are required to shave. Do whatever you want. Because I will say, my own personal experience with this, or like with shaving in general, is I used to not wear makeup or shave regularly. It was like only for special occasions, once in a blue moon, because I am so lazy. And I just like, I didn't like razor. I didn't like the thought of razors. I used Nair. I've switched now, thankfully, because I think most of the reason that I didn't do it regularly was because I had to use Nair, and I hated Nair. I hated Nair so much. And also it's just so time consuming, and it was just like, I have other things that I could be doing. But I switched because I would see really pretty makeup looks. I was pretty insecure about my acne. So I liked being able to cover it up. And then I realized I was like, oh, I kind of enjoy doing this every morning, actually. This like gives me like a kickstart of dopamine, basically. In the morning is what I needed, just by like having something. I realized that when I feel like I look nice and I feel more confident inwardly, which, but I also feel like I'm more productive when I'm like, I don't know. It definitely just jumpstarts my day. It gives me that kick of dopamine, and then like, yeah, whatever. But also, I like makeup. I saw pretty girls with really good makeup, and I said, ooh, I want to look like that. And then I put makeup on, and I was like, wait, this is actually awesome. Yeah. And then I started shaving. I mean, kind of for the same reason, but also because like, eventually it would get so uncomfortable to have really long leg hair and really long armpit hair and whatever anywhere else. And I was just like, I wish that I could like take care of this before it becomes a huge undertaking for me to shave all of this. And so I was like, maybe I should just start shaving regularly and like develop a routine with it so that I don't have to get to that point of uncomfortability and it can just stay at a baseline. And so I just started doing it like every time I was in the shower. Fun fact about me is I take an everything shower every single time I shower, because otherwise this like the scheduling of showering in my brain is way too much. I don't have the capacity for that. I just have to do everything every single time. So yeah, that's just what I do. No one else has to do that, but that's just me. I don't know. For me, like, smell was kind of a big thing. Like, I'm not saying that like for everybody that's a huge thing, but for me, deodorant wouldn't go on as easy, and it definitely like, I mean, being a teenager going through puberty, like all kind of stuff was happening, you know what I mean? So like, whatever. So I mean, I do both of those things, and sure, maybe because I shave whenever I wear a tank top and it's been a couple days, I'm like, let me just go ahead and touch up my armpits real quick. And maybe that's because I feel like a little bit embarrassed about it, which yeah, definitely is attributed to beauty standards and whatever. But also like, I want to feel confident when I go out, and if that's what it takes to make me feel confident, like, why does it matter? Because also the patriarchy is rooted in literally everything. So like, let me just live my life genuinely. And I do see where the other side is coming from, where it's like, don't let these ideas control your life and what you do. Like, you don't have to be doing this. And I definitely agree. I wish I could be the kind of girl that doesn't care, because honestly, I think if I did have a bit more confidence and like that was kind of my thing, I totally would be doing that. Love seeing bush at the beach, love seeing girls with hairy legs, you know what I mean? Like, yes, like go, I don't care what your armpits look like. Why would I? And you shouldn't care. I mean, I don't think anybody should really care either. Just do whatever you want. It's not hurting anybody. Yeah, like, I love seeing that. I'm like, okay, great. That's awesome for you. And this is awesome for me. So whatever. I don't think less of you for not shaving, and I don't think less of you for shaving. You know what I mean? But the people who are really in the camp of like, you gotta, like, you need to, shaving and makeup is so like, you need to stop doing this because of the patriarchy. It's like, I feel like they act like they're better feminists than the rest of us, which is like, guys, come on. We shouldn't be fighting each other, okay? We have a common enemy. We don't need to be fighting each other over issues that don't actually really matter, because, I mean, that just takes away attention from the big thing. You know what I mean? We're no good to the movement if we're all just fighting each other. Think about it. I don't know. But the people who are in that other camp are like, they're just like, it's a very male-centered thing to do. Like, why are you making men at the center of everything? Like, I don't know. And I'm like, no, me wearing makeup and shaving is not making men in the center of everything, okay? You telling me what I can and can't do or should and shouldn't do because of a man is a male-centered thing to do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, you're the one bringing men into this conversation. This is just me. And also, we happen to live in a world that is patriarchal. And because of the way that that institution has worked for the last, I don't know, tens of thousands of years, and us as women live in that world, there is nothing that we can do that completely escapes the patriarchy. So why can't we just be happy? Wearing makeup and shaving makes me feel confident and happy. I'm going to do that. If not wearing makeup and not shaving makes you happy, great. That's all that has to, that's the only conversation that has to be. Like, genuinely. It's not, I feel like it's a non-issue. You know what I mean? I feel like we're ignoring the real problem. I don't know. It's just making me mad because it's like, this is what you're going to have an issue with in 2026? I don't know. That's just me. But I feel like this is not a good argument here. You know what I mean? This should not even be a discussion. The other thing that I wanted to bring in to this convo is a lot of people who are in the camp of like shaving makeup is putting men at the center of everything, blah, 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 have been very ableist about it. And I feel like I can speak on this because I am a neurodivergent person. I have diagnosed ADHD and also autism, and with that, sensory issues. And if you don't believe me, I literally have my diagnosis in this drawer. I can't open the drawer because of the way that this mic is set up, but believe me, I have it. I have them both. And I used to, like, mostly when I didn't shave, it was like in winter, because my legs were, I don't know, I was like, no one's gonna see it. But at the same time, that also was like annoying because I wear long pants in the winter, and when you have long hair on your legs and you also wear pants, I don't know, I hate the feeling of it. It makes me feel like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't like it. So that's also a way, like, shaving helps me combat that as well. And I do wear long pants year round also, because I only recently got a good short collection, but that's not really important. And people are like, well, if it really was a like sensory issue, then like you would also have shaved your head. And I'm like, that's not really how that works, I fear. And I'm sure that there are some people who have shaved their heads for sensory reasons. Like, I know I get overstimulated by my hair sometimes, but most of the time, like, I don't even think about my hair, like my long, like the hair on my head, you know what I mean? And also, like, I don't know, it's a little bit different because it's not like when you're a kid, usually you still have like long, like, you know, longish hair, and you don't really start growing like really long hair everywhere else until you hit puberty. So it's kind of like you're less accustomed to it. You know what I mean? I don't know. There is one reason. And again, I'm sure there are people who have shaved their heads for sensory reasons. Like, come on. Be so for real. There are people who have their hair short for sensory reasons. You know what I mean? Like, and then there's people who bring in the conversation of like, and how come you never see men shaving for sensory reasons? And I'm like, have you guys ever talked to a neurodivergent person in your life? Because I know several men who shave for sensory reasons, whether it's facial hair or literally anywhere else. Like, I know many men who think that facial hair is itchy or just want to shave everywhere because of sensory issues. Like, what are you talking about? I know so many. I've met a lot. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But it's really weird to try and make this point. But the only way you can really do it is by being ableist, and it's like, okay. Just tell me you don't know how like sensory issues work, you know? And yes, they are different for every single person. Like, someone might get more overstimulated by leg hair than they do their armpit hair, so they shave their legs but not their armpits. But like, The thing is, why do we care? Like, why does it matter? I don't think that anyone's reasons for shaving should matter unless someone's like, they don't want to shave and someone's making them, or they want to shave and someone's making them not. You know what I mean? You should be able to do what you want. Let people do what they want. Oh my god. I don't know. It's been making me very angry in many different ways. And I just don't think it's a good argument. And my thing is, like, even if you are shaving your legs for a man because you're like, I'm going on a date and I'm wearing this short dress and I need to shave my legs, that's still your choice. I'm not going to be like, oh, don't shave your legs for a man. Do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable and confident. And if you don't want to do either of those things, that's great too. That's what's great about being in 2026, is people aren't supposed to care about what you do with your body. But here we are. I don't know. I recently found out that like the Y chromosome is a what's it called? It's a mutation of the X chromosome. So like women existed first, and it's like we could have nipped it in the bud back when we were like single-celled organisms, and then we wouldn't have to fight over this kind of thing. I don't know. People are gonna have their opinions, but at the end of the day, I'm like, as long as it's not hurting anybody, like, I don't care what you do. Do what makes you happy, as long as you're not actively like hurting someone. Like, no one's getting hurt by the fact that I like to wear like makeup and I like to shave my legs. I just think it's stupid. Anyway, yeah, that's just basically my whole argument, is I think it's stupid, and let people do what they want. Hi, this is Editing Tegan here, and I realized that there was a few points that I should have mentioned that this argument would be remiss without. And one of them is that I definitely agree with the argument that beauty standards are harmful. I think that they do make people do certain things that maybe normally they wouldn't do. And I mean, it's not always harmful, but it does bring people a lot of insecurity, and I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool. No, I don't think that's right, and I don't think that we should even have beauty standards at all. But they are, unfortunately, perpetuated by a lot of different factors, including companies and the patriarchy, to name a few. And I don't know. I think that even with those beauty standards, you should not be forced of all of them. You know what I mean? You definitely should not. But if you want to, I don't care. Just, as long as you feel good about yourself, and it's not hurting you or anybody else, I really don't care what you do. And if going against the beauty standards is what makes you feel confident in yourself, you should definitely do that. I'm rooting for you, okay? There was Bush and Gilgamesh. And I do think, hair is such a natural part of the human body. Like, no one should care what you're doing with it, whether you're shaving it or growing it. It really should not matter at all. And so the fact that people are making it matter again is so weird. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. We shouldn't care on either front. We really should not. And I do think, I definitely agree that if it wasn't a beauty standard, or hadn't been a beauty standard for as long as it was, I don't think a lot of people would have taken up shaving, because again, it's not something that a lot of people did before women's razors started being marketed. But at the same time, like, I don't care if you still do it. I know that I really only started getting sensory issues with my leg hair after I started shaving, so now I have to keep it up. But, I definitely don't think that I would have even picked up a razor if someone hadn't told me that I had to. And I think that sucks because you shouldn't be told that you have to do that. I definitely agree with that. But I don't think that there's any point in shaving, or I don't think that there's any point in shaming people for shaving as much as there is no point for shaming people for not shaving. Say that 5 times fast. Oh my god. But I don't know. On both fronts, it's stupid. No one should care what you do with your body. Do what makes you feel comfortable and confident. And yeah, I definitely agree that men do not feel the same pressure to shave. You know, there are some guys who want to grow beards and there are some guys who don't want to. And I think that it's stupid that when women don't shave, it's seen as unclean, but there are men who don't shave at all, and it's seen as fine. That's such a crazy double standard, and it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. But again, I don't think there's any point in fighting over what people should and shouldn't do with their bodies, because at the end of the day, it's theirs, and who cares what they're doing? I don't think that people not shaving or people shaving is actually hurting anybody. Genuinely. So in conclusion, do what you want. Yeah, okay. Well, that's enough of that. Just because I don't want to talk or think about it anymore. Actually, a funny thing about being autistic, and I realized this kind of more recently because, I don't know, I was diagnosed like coming up on a year ago. Yeah, a year ago. Actually, I think it's probably been like the 1 year anniversary already, but maybe 2 years? No, 1 year. So yeah, since then, I mean, fun fact about me, I was one of the co-founders of my high school's neurodiversity club. So I learned a lot there from like people who, you know, have had diagnoses longer and have learned things and have like figured some stuff out. But sometimes I will see something like on the internet and it'll be like, did you know that this means this? And like my neurodivergent brain didn't realize that this is what Autistic people were saying. And I was like, what? So, okay. One symptom of autism is literal thinking. Fun fact, I thought that literal thinking, because I'm autistic and I have literal thinking, was like literally like you don't understand idioms. Like you think that when someone says it's raining cats and dogs outside, that it's actually raining cats and dogs. And I'm like, well, no, obviously it's not actually raining cats and dogs. It's just an idiom for it's raining very hard. I thought that that's what it meant. And so that's why I was like, I don't know if I really have literal thinking or autism because I understand that. Apparently that's not what it means. And it means like, I don't know. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but it's like, I don't know. It definitely is still like you take things literally, but it doesn't mean like as a, I don't know. Hang on. Let me see if I have a video saved for this because I saw a couple examples of this. Oh, okay. So one of the things was like, we should get coffee sometime. I thought, which was wrong apparently, that this literally meant like, oh, let's meet up and hang out for a coffee sometime. And when people said that, I always was like, oh, well, I don't really like coffee, but like, we can still do something. Like, I was like, I don't know. Or I just say no because I don't like coffee. And apparently that's not what it means. Apparently it's just like let's hang out. Let's do something. Let's see each other again. What? Part of me doesn't think that that's actually true, but I need some like neurotypical people to sound off because Is that true? Is that just a turn of phrase, if you will? That's crazy. I thought for the longest time that Netflix and chill literally meant Netflix and chill. And eventually I found out that's not what it means. I've known this for like a while, but back in the day, and now I'm like, can it just mean that? Because that sounds awesome. Like, can it just mean that? I don't know. I feel like we have enough euphemisms for sex anyway, but whatever. One thing, okay, I didn't realize this until maybe a few months ago, but one thing that apparently you're not supposed to take literally, or I mean, legally you're definitely supposed to take these literally, but like in practice you're not, which is a whole different ballpark that I can't even comprehend, because I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? But road signs. Specifically like speed limit, because when it says the speed limit, I mean, obviously, like, people always say, like, just do what everyone else is doing around you, go the pace that everyone else is going, but I'm like, why? If it says the speed limit, then the fastest, if the speed limit is 25, then the fastest I should be going is 25, like, and why are you all rushing me? But I just don't understand. And my friend was like, one of my friends was like, oh no, when you see a speed limit sign, you can go like 8 above that. And I'm like, what? Because I knew that you didn't need to adhere exactly to it. I mean, legally, you should do that. But like in practice, I know that people would go below or above, you know, depending on like traffic flow, basically. So I was like, oh, it's just like rounding. So if I'm at 5, then, you know, I don't know. I just thought I was like, okay, it's just like rounding, so we'll go by 0s and 5s. And I was apparently no. Apparently no. And my friends were like, yay, that's how you're supposed to drive. And I was like, I don't know. The rules of the road are so not easily comprehensible to a neurodivergent brain, in my opinion. Because what do you mean? What do you mean it's one thing legally and then another thing in practice? And I don't want to be pulled over, but I don't know. It's hard to comprehend because people are like, oh, just go with the flow of traffic. But it's like, it's a 35 here, though. Don't you think they set that for a reason? I don't know. I'll never understand that. I don't understand why we can't, like, all slow down a little bit. But I have been driving a lot more recently, and I'm like, okay, I think I kind of get it. But I'm still like, what? Come on. If the speed limit is 65, the fastest I should be going is 65. Why are you riding my tail? I don't know. Why are we all in such a rush? Unless you're giving birth in the backseat, I don't want to hear it. I don't know. Leave earlier. Why is it? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand why it's like that. They set these speed limits for a like, don't you think? I don't know. I will say, though, when I'm driving, I have such, I don't know if it's peer pressure, but your girl likes to adhere to the rules of the road most of the time. So I do my best to not, like, speed egregiously, you know what I mean? I guess I'm following the 8 rule now, because that's what my friend said, but it's, like, with the flow of traffic, so it's fine. But, what was I even saying? Oh, the only time where I will really speed is if there's someone, like, literally riding my ass, and because I get so, I'm like, I'm sorry, like, you're right, I should be going faster, like, I'm sorry, you probably have places to be, like, I'm just going to Plato's Closet, like, but I don't know, that's when I pick up the pace, but maybe that's what I should have been doing all along. I know not, but I will say I was going like a very reasonable speed in this like one area where it was like I was already over the speed limit, and this dude was still riding my ass, and I was like, dude, you gotta calm down. Like, unless your bone is sticking out of your skin, I'm gonna need you to chill down a little bit. Like, oh my, like, come on. I don't know. But that's apparently an example of thinking literally, and I was like, why can't everything just be so simple? Can you guys hear the crickets outside my window? There were crickets outside my window. It's dark out. The sun was going down when I started this, and now it's dark. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Let me look up some more examples of literal thinking, because I feel like I'm gonna have my mind blown. I feel like there's probably... Oh my god. So, do you guys know the expression, like, put that up, as in put it away? I know... Okay, there was this instance of me in, why is it doing this? There was this instance of me in, like, 5th grade, where I had a teacher who would say, put that up instead of put that away. And I had realized, I was like, okay, when she says put that up, that means put it away. I had, like, just logged that in my brain somehow. And, one day, I guess I forgot it, because I had my notebook, and she was calling people to, like, go put their things away. And she was like, Tegan, go put that up. And I was like, what? And she goes, put that up. And I hadn't been paying attention. I had been dissociating. So I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And she was like, put that up. And all I had was my notebook. So I just raised it into the air. And that's not what she meant. She meant put it away. And it took a minute to click. And I realized that was an example of my literal thinking failing me? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, like, the thing is with literal thinking is it's not talking about, like, you don't understand metaphors, you don't understand that, because usually people figure that out because you're taught what metaphors are and you're taught what idioms are, but it's, like, things that people wouldn't think about. Like, apparently, I've never understood this. People think that, oh, you can come if you want, is, like, passive aggressive. Tell me why I never interpreted it that way. I wonder how many people were being passive aggressive to me when they said you can come if you want. Oh my god, I just realized. Okay, never mind. I thought there was a light that I hadn't turned on that I could have had on this whole time, but there was not. I don't know how to turn it on, so never mind. But I genuinely thought that, like, oh, you can come if you want. Oh, well, I want to come, so I'll come. Or I don't really feel like going, so I won't turn up, which is probably what they wanted me to do. But so, I mean, do you know how many people I've told you can come if you want? They probably thought that I was dissing them. Oh my god. I don't know. I genuinely thought that, like, you can come if you want meant you can come if you want to. Like, if you don't want to come, I'm not going to pressure you into coming, but it'd be cool if you were there. That's what I thought it meant. And you're telling me it's not? You're telling me that people think this, like, it's passive aggressive? So, actually, since I found this out, there are so many times that I want to say, like, you can come if you want, because I don't want to, like, pressure anyone into, like, you know, if they can't come or aren't feeling it, then, like, you don't have to come. Like, I don't care. Do whatever you want. But, like, there's so many, since finding that out, I've told my friends, like, I've found other ways to word it, because I don't want people to think that I'm putting a cat back on something. I didn't want people to think that I was, like, being passive aggressive, because I was like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I just genuinely am trying to consider you. I don't understand how that can be passive aggressive. If you want to come. If you don't worry about it. I don't know. Isn't that weird? Neurotypical people are weird. I think y'all are the weird ones, because why would that not mean exactly what you say it to mean? What? Okay, this thing just said, okay. You know, like when you ask someone like who's like hosting and you're like, do we need to bring anything? Like whatever. And they're like, oh, just bring yourself. That doesn't mean just bring yourself. That doesn't mean, oh, you don't have to bring anything. What? That means you are supposed to show up with something? If I'm supposed to show up with something, tell me what I should show up with. Like, if I'm like, oh, should I bring anything? And it'd be like, oh, it'd be cool if you brought like some cookies. Okay, cool. I mean, I asked. If I didn't want to know the answer, why would I ask? I don't understand this. This is breaking my brain a little bit. What do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't mean that? That's... Y'all are weird. I don't know. But there are a lot of instances about that. I'm gonna have to think of more, but... I don't know. Anyway, we're at... Right now, I'm obviously gonna cut this down. I'm gonna edit it. But right now, I'm at 51 minutes recording this. Oh, 52. Happy New Year. Yeah. So I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna edit this and hopefully release it in the same night. Wish me luck. But yeah, that's all I had for today. Tune in next week on... And I've always said that. Okay. Bye. What are you still doing here? I said bye. Bye.